Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I hope everybody is doing all right. I know that some of you are probably under the gun for some serious storms. It seems like that I just keep playing that on repeat, but I guess it's just the time of year it is with spring. It's been rainy and nasty here all day. Not storming. It has thundered some, but we've not had severe storms. They've been been to the east of us. But we've gotten a lot of rain, and I can see the creek back behind you guys, and it's up some. It's not overly high. It's not out of its banks, but it is a lot higher than what it has been, at least in the last little bit. And so the cows are out here, and they're enjoying. The grass is turning green, and they're all excited. I'm out here. I've got a cow out here that we had to pull a calf last year. She had a big calf, and she couldn't have it on her own, and it had to be pulled. And some of you that have been with me for a long time might remember this calf was born and its front hooves were turned under, and we started treating her immediately. She's a big old beautiful calf, but her mama had her right in the middle of an ice and snowstorm. We about froze to death out there trying to help her have that baby. And then the baby had issues, and she lived for a few days, and it looked like that her hooves were straightening, and we were doing all the things that the vets advise you to do. We were doing all of that, but she just simply didn't make it. Now her mama's out here in the pasture here between my house and Papa's house, Howie's parents' house, and we got her out here where we can keep an eye on her, so in case she has any kind of issues, we can get out there and help her. She is big and heavy. She's probably one of the heavier cows that we've had this year that's been carrying a calf, and so we definitely want to keep our eye on her and make sure that if there's any issues that we get right to her and give her some assistance. So it's been just one of those days, keeping an eye on the cows, and I've been waiting for the rains to stop to get out and do a lot of the chores. Of course, we can't get in the garden, but we do have, we have animals that need to be fed, and we've got to, look after them, make sure they've got their feed and their water, and that they're good and taken care of. We've got baby chickens. We do have, I had a couple of broody hens, and now I did go to the feed store the other day, and I wanted to come on here and tell you guys that your local feed stores, your co-ops, different places that you know of that sell baby chickens, some of our local ones, they are getting them in, but they're getting in, seems like, smaller batches. That may not be the case with everyone, but we all know that there's been a sickness, the avian flu, go through the poultry flocks, and that's going to cause a few issues this year with being able to get all of the poultry that you might be wanting to bring onto your farm. Now, last year I had chickens, ducks, guineas, turkeys. What else did I have? Several different varieties of chickens. And we had a dog attack, and it wiped out all of my turkeys, all of my ducks. It left me with guineas and chickens, some of my chickens. And Blade Ryan still has one turkey left, but I had to rebuild that, and so I've been looking and comparing prices and availability, and so my suggestion would be to you guys that if there are any kind of birds that you're wanting this year, I would order sooner rather than later. Some of the animals, some of the poultry that I have been ordering, I'm not actually going to get the birds here until June or July. That's the first availability that they have. Oh, I also have quail. So that would be my advice to you, is if you are looking to add to your flock this year, if you haven't already added, I would go and I would order my chickens, order my turkeys. The hardest ones that I've been able to get my hands on so far, and I don't have them yet, is turkeys. My other advice would be to look around you. Look at the bulletin boards at your local feed stores. Look on Craigslist. Look on Facebook Marketplace. And just keep your ears open for those around you that might actually have birds for sale that you can buy local. I would advise anytime that you bring birds here that you keep them separated for a while before you put them in with your flock, just to make sure that they have no diseases or anything that they can introduce to your birds. Ducks are carriers, but they don't get sick. Chickens do, and some of your other poultry, and you have to be really careful. So you need to consider keeping them separate until you can make sure that they're healthy. Farmers will suggest that when you bring any kind of animal onto your farm, whether it's a cow, calves, sheep, goats, whatever, that you don't just instantly put it in with your flock, because you want to make sure that you're not introducing any kind of disease that might have came from the cell barn or any other sources. And so keep your birds separate. Now here on our farm we have ponds, because we have ponds in every pasture for our cows, and we have wild ducks come in. We've got wood ducks, and we've got mallards and teals and different ones come in, and Blade just loves that. Blade's a duck hunter, and he loves ducks regardless of the fact that he likes to hunt them. He also likes to raise ducks, and so he is getting his nesting boxes built for the wood ducks. He's got a place where they're coming in pretty thick, raising babies, and so he's got his eye on them, and he's putting nesting boxes out there. Every year we have, the river is just right here, over here behind me, not just a little ways behind me, the Arkansas River. We have a flock of geese that come every year, and the number increases. It's not, it's not anything that's too much to handle. There's probably at the most 10 or 15. They come out and stay the day, and then they fly back over and stay on the river at night. And that's kind of interesting to see. We have a pair of cranes that stay out in the woods, and they come up at the edge of the creek, and Howie and I have sat out here before and watched them. So we have some interesting wildlife that comes out, turkeys. But I said all that to say that some of your wild migratory birds can carry some of these things, and they land out on the ponds. And if you have a duck population of domestic ducks, and we did, and we're having to start all over, well, they go to the pond themselves, and they can carry that back to your chickens. Now, our chickens don't go out to the pond, but the ducks go out there, and they come back here. So you need to be aware of that. And if you need to, make a separation between your ducks and your chickens. And if you want to know any more information on that, and just see a really, really neat setup, go over to Living Traditions and see what they've done as far as setup for their ducks and their chickens, and how they've separated them. It's really interesting how they've done that. And you just have to be really sure that you, when you go to the feed store, don't wear your shoes that you wear to the feed store. And if there's poultry and other animals there, don't wear your shoes out into working with your chickens and your other birds and poultry. You want to make sure that you're not carrying anything in on your feet that would spread a disease to your animals. So if you guys want to, it's slowed up a little bit on the rain, and I'll take you out and I'll show you our new baby chickens. These are our newest babies here on the farm, and we're excited to have them. If you're wondering where their feed and water is, I've got them out right now changing them out, and I thought I'd just get a picture of them while they're just running around in here. They were over there in the corner because they were scared of me, but they get around in here and play, and they've got a good light. They stay warm here in the in the shop, in that a little brooder that Howie built for them. And I have 3 compartments. This is just the first compartment, but I've got 2 more just to add more babies as I get them, and more heat lamps. And so this is a pretty good setup for them, and I'm excited to have them.
But I just want to come on here and tell you guys that if you want to get your babies, baby birds, baby chickens, turkeys, ducks, I would put my order in now, knowing that you're not going to get some of them until June or July. And be prepared that the prices have gone up and the feed prices have gone up. And so you just have to kind of weigh your options there. And I live on a farm, so my chicken's free range. Well, all right, guys. I got my chores done. I've got rainy day hair, so don't pay any attention to it. And I'm headed back into the house to get this video up. I got everybody tucked in for the evening, and as you can tell, it's still raining. You can use the rain. We just west of us are some drought conditions here in Oklahoma, and we know that it's going to be important for us and for you guys too to have some good healthy rains going throughout the growing season for the pastures, for the grains, for the gardens, and for all of us. Until next time, guys, this is Josie with Cedar Creek. I'm going to go in. These spring rains are a little bit chilly. I'm going to go in and warm up, and I'll see you on the next one. I love you guys. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. Until next time, we're gone.